The opinions expressed are those of the show's host and not the staff or management of Port St. Lucie Broadcasters. Any reproduction without written consent of WSTU and WPSL is strictly prohibited. Now it's time for Quality of Life Radio, brought to you by WellMed. Here are your hosts, Gary Owen and Tom Bouvier.
Hello and good morning to all of our beautiful friends listening in on this fabulous Florida Tuesday morning. It's August 10th. Glad to have you with us this morning. It's going to be another great dynamic show. I'm your host, Gary Owen.
And I'm your co-host. I'm your coast.
He's coasting this
Man,
morning.
I am coasting. I'm flying, actually.
You want to take a deep breath? I can introduce you.
I do.
Hello, everybody. This is Gary Owen. I'm the host. Hi, I'm Tom Bouvier. I'm the co-host. And together...
Do I sound like that?
Sometimes. You probably feel like that
I
right
feel
now.
like that right now.
But by the way, we're bringing you the Quality of Life radio show. And yes, it's live. We don't make this stuff up as we go along. I mean, sometimes we do. And we're very happy to have a special guest with us on the show this morning. And by the way, our show is sponsored by WellMed, United Healthcare, and Lot Insurance Services. We appreciate having them as our partners. And as I mentioned on YouTube Live, you can also catch us on Facebook Live. It's the Quality of Life radio show, so you can catch us Facebook Live. I know Christina Stamper is also sharing it as well.
Yes,
and you can catch us on WSTU 1450 as well as WPSL 1590 AM. And Tom, I just got a call from Greg and Carol Wyatt that our contract is up already. And I guess we're going for another year, Evan. We're sticking with you for another year, baby.
Our awesome producer, Evan Nine.
The party continues,
We love it.
and the listenership continues to grow. And we appreciate all of you that are tuning in and listening in and watching us and following us. And Tom, we're here. I think the reason why they continue to follow us is why.
Well, we come here every Tuesday morning, Gary, to bring relevant content to our listeners, information they can really use. The second reason we're here is we love to showcase and support local businesses as well as nonprofit organizations. And we're going to be introducing our guest here in just a moment. And lastly, Gary and I, we love to provide education and information regarding insurance planning so that it would help enhance and increase your quality of life. And that's the name of the show, the Quality of Life radio show.
And I love the quality of life. We love sharing with our clients how to enhance and improve your quality of life here at Owen Insurance Group. And Owen Insurance Group is a local agency, but we have a national footprint with over 350 agents across the state of Florida and other states. And it's our mission, as Tom said, that we simplify insurance planning to bring a stress-free life that you deserve. Whether it's Medicare, life, health, long-term care, disability, annuities, we do it all if it's related to your life and health. If it's for home and auto businesses, we don't do that, but anything related to life and health. So Christine Stamper, are you ready?
I'm ready to rumble.
Woo-hoo. Man, I'm telling you, she came in with a game face on. I walked in the door this morning, saw the radiance, a smile, and I could see in her eyes she was ready to go.
I'm always ready to
She's
go.
I have
know
never
that's a
seen her
fact.
not to be ready to go. She's on a mission, and she has an amazing organization she's going to talk about. So,
And real quick, before we bring her, well, she is up at the mic already, but I want to make mention of the fact that we're going to share with you a very important health fact. Tom and I do this every single day, and it's a number one out of 70 of health facts. It ranks number one. So you want to stay tuned for that later on in the show. And then also, I want to share with you a quick story over in Tampa of a Florida woman who's 99. Well, now she's 100. On Saturday, she marked her 100th birthday lifting weights. She is the world's oldest power lifter. Pretty cool story. So stay tuned for that. So Christina, that sounds like what you're going to be another 90 more years. You'll be a centenarian and you'll be powerlifting.
Woo. Yes, I saw that. I saw that story and it's pretty incredible.
I can't wait to I get 100 years. I'll probably have worms crawling out of my skull. And
Oh, no.
stuff like
You'll be
that.
able to lift. She'll be able to lift the bottle.
I know it was.
But you'll have a quality of life.
That's right.
Well, the worms will have a quality of life. I don't know about me, but
The worms will be,
nonetheless, I
"Woohoo,
can't see
take another
myself
bite."
lasting 100. But it's amazing, though. The centenarian group, it's one of the fastest growing demographics in the country. People are living longer. So obviously, we know why, because if you take care of yourself,
Right.
you can live to be 100. I don't know Tom, how old was Methuselah?
Methuselah was in the 900s, I believe. Yeah, 800, 900
Years of
something
age.
along those lines.
That's an amazing story.
That is.
I could see living 9-10 lifetimes.
Oh, goodness.
That would be very interesting.
Holy cow.
All right.
That's my great grandfather right there.
Yes, we got to get back on track here. So, Christina, tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell our listening audience who you are, what you do, where you hail from, and tell us a little bit more about the miracles.
Well, my name's Christina Stamper, and I am the founder of Madison's Miracles. Madison's Miracles is a nonprofit here on the Treasure Coast that helps with families that have lost a baby, whether it's stillbirth, miscarriage, or even infant loss. And Madison was my little girl. She was stillborn in 2007. And resources and help and all of those good things weren't available for me when I had her. So our mission is to help every family, no matter what the circumstances are, get the help that they deserve. We place units called cuddle cots in hospitals that give families the gift of time. The gift of time meaning when a baby passes, that they can have time to say goodbye without watching their baby change physically. It allows grandparents to come in and say hello and goodbye, and all of those memories where they're not rushed. And we also offer free funeral expenses for these families, along with free support groups and one-on-one grief counseling. So Madison's Miracles is able to provide these families something that they can't get anywhere else.
That's a very great service that you're providing. I've been thinking about this as I was driving to the studio this morning, and I'm just wondering how many babies are dying each year. Do you have statistics on
there's
that?
many statistics, in a general area. It's usually 1 in 4 will lose their baby, whether it's pregnancy, infant loss, or miscarriage.
That's pretty high.
And then in the United States, it's 1 in 260 in the whole United States. So, we didn't hear about it before because it was a subject that no one wanted to talk about. And that ended up giving families a lot of unworked out grief. So by us working with these families, letting them, say their baby's name and give the baby identity and honor them and give them a purpose, then, it makes all the difference in the world.
Absolutely. Is there, obviously you have a local outreach here on the Treasure Coast. What about the rest of the state of Florida?
Well, the rest of the state of Florida is we place these cuddle cots in hospitals that give the gift of time. We are in 24 states right now with our cuddle cot. Yep. And some of our hospitals nationally we have 2 or 3 cuddle cots in a hospital because, if you're having a high level of stillbirths or infant loss, we need to have more than 1 cuddle cot there. So our goal is to get a cuddle cot in every state. We also provide these hospitals with resources like a book from Amy Lands that's called Navigating the Unknown. I got to meet her at a cuddle cot conference and a dedication in California before COVID. And so now we put her book in all of the hospitals. We give them resources on online grief counseling. We also get them hooked up with a local support group. And if there's not one in the area, we do video calls with the families. So we are trying to reach everybody we can. Here locally, we do a lot more because I'm physically here, and we're growing. We're going from Vero Beach to Palm Beach County.
That's amazing. Tell us a little bit about what the Cuddle Cot looks like.
Well, a cuddle cot is an actual unit that is run with distilled water into a cooling pad. Now, you can disguise this in a bed, a little bassinet. You can even lay it in your lap, and it circulates the water and keeps it cool to about 46 degrees, to where the baby's not too cold, but it just stops that blood flow purpose to the surface. So it gives the baby's appearance just like it there's nothing wrong.
That's
a sleeping
fantastic.
baby.
And where do they manufacture these Cuddle Cots?
These cuddle cots are manufactured in the UK. Our friends over at Flexmort actually does a massive mortuary services for all over the country. And one of the co-founders' sister requested that he come up with this. And the first one was donated in the United States to Seattle. But we brought the first one to the state of Florida. The first one in a Florida hospital went to Cleveland Clinic Martin Health System back in
Fantastic.
2016.
Fantastic.
And now we've got about 36 of them here in the state of Florida.
That is great news. Who helps you? I mean, obviously you're not a one-man band, are you, Christina?
I kind of am.
Wow.
Yeah, I kind of am. I did this part-time, and then it started to grow. And then eventually I kind of quit my job. Actually, January 2020, I quit my job and did this full time.
Just in time before the corona virus hit us, right?
Yep. And you know what's really great is that these cuddle cots get placed in hospitals, but we do a hands-on nurses training, whether it's virtually or in person. And we even go through with the nurses on things to say, things not to say, because until you have experienced something like this, you cannot understand what a family's going through.
Sure. A lot of emotions.
Yes.
I mean, I couldn't imagine. And it would be an awesome thing, I think, if they could get you on and do an interview on like 2020. Wouldn't that be awesome?
That would be awesome.
Get the message out nationwide.
Absolutely.
That's
Absolutely.
fantastic. Tom, can you make that happen for her?
Absolutely.
I mean, you've
I've
got connections.
I've got speed dial right here.
Yeah.
I'll text the producer.
That's
personal number.
That's the lunch line, Tom.
Oh. Well, my personal contact, it must have been deleted when I changed phones. Sorry.
So
Aw.
what is the average cost of like one of these cuddle cots?
The cuddle cot costs $3,000.
Wow.
And what that includes is, what's great about this is that none of the parts and the mechanisms are one-time use. So they are continuously able to be used. The nurses can wipe down with clear sanitation wipes. Sometimes a pad would need to be replaced after a while if it gets a hole in it or something, and they're very inexpensive. But for the most part, they get a 12-month warranty. They also get dedication plaques that names the hospital on them and the baby's name. So each one of these cuddle cots is dedicated to a hospital in the name of a baby gone too soon. So we're not only helping the hospitals get this, but it's a big relief knowing that someone's loss can be used to help another family. So when a family uses a cuddle cot, they can look at the cuddle cot and it has that baby's name. And they're going to say that baby's name. So the baby's name gets to be continued.
How many families do you think your organization has impacted or touched through the counseling, through the funeral services, through the cuddle cots? Do you have an estimate of how many families you've touched?
I'm not really that sure, but I know we've placed 117 cuddle cots in the 5 years that we started in 2016. And then we have an endless revolving door with our families. And we just started a dad's grief support group. And what this is, it's a dad's traveling group because men can't sit around unless it's you guys around a table and talk. But they rather do different things. Like we've had them go and do virtual golf, bowling. They've learned how to play poker, and then, they're able to talk about their grief. And then when they see each other at events, they know each other. So it kind of brings a bond that they wouldn't have.
That's awesome. You guys are doing great work. We're at our first break already. I told you this would go
Wow.
fast. I told you it would go fast. You're listening to the world famous dynamic duo of the Quality of Life radio show on WSTU 1450 AM. That's America's Heritage Station, and WPSL 1590 AM. Don't touch that dial. Take a quick little tinkle, and we'll be right back. And welcome back to the Quality of Life radio show. And by the way, I want to give a shout out to a couple of our sponsors of the show. Lot Insurance Services. You can trust them for all of your home, auto, boat, and business insurance needs. If you're looking to save a lot, call the Lot Brothers. They're located on US 1 just north of Midway Road in St. Lucie County. And also, we really love another great sponsor of ours, WellMed Medical. And hopefully Tanner is listening in this morning. And a big shout out to Tanner. Go Tanner. You know that a good primary care physician is always in great demand, and so many currently don't have a PCP, or maybe they don't have a relationship with their primary care provider. So go check out WellMed Medical for all of your primary care needs. And they have 4 convenient locations right here on the Treasure Coast. And in fact, one of the doctors from the Sebastian WellMed location will be our next week's guest on the show. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be a great one. All right. So before the break, we were talking about Madison's Miracles and all the great things that they do. And Christina Stamper is our guest on the show this morning. And she went right into Madison's Miracles without saying anything about her, where she's from, what she did, where she worked before she quit her job for this mission, family. I mean, all these things inquiry minds, Christina, want to know.
They do. Well, I am a Florida native. I was born down in Miami, but moved to Stuart when I was in high school. So I've been on the Treasure Coast for just a little bit of time. And I am married to the wonderful Chris Stamper. And I have 2 older children besides Madison. They are Brandon and Danielle. They're 24 and 22. And before this, I was in sales and advertising with Coast Radio and Hometown News. And I did have to take a job with the wonderful Dr. Brian Moriarty of Loving Chiropractic. And
Sure.
he was able to help me get to where I am today with a lot of advice and mentorship. So, I was in the sales. I was not in the fundraising and the running of a nonprofit. So, it kind of took off.
Well, we've got to get Brian on the show one of these days.
He's a great guy. I
Oh.
met him several times, and you leave his presence feeling better about yourself. And that's
Absolutely.
what's so great about a wonderful person.
Yeah, he's a great
Some
guy.
people you leave and you're like, want to shake it off.
Yeah.
You love his presence, and he's a great guy.
Well, we have to reach out to Brian and see if we can pull him away from his
I
busy.
might be able to
practice.
help you with that.
Yeah, I'm going to leave it to you, Christina. And I think it would do him good as well. being
And
on the
that's a
show.
quality of life thing,
100%,
chiropractic care.
Absolutely.
Yeah, 100%. Absolutely. I love it. Let's tackle that one there, Tommy.
All right.
So, Christina, tell our audience how they can get involved and how they can help. Obviously, I'm sure there are people across not only our listening audience, but throughout the state of Florida, throughout the country. How can they help?
Well, we do fundraising throughout the year, and Tom was a lucky celebrity chef for
Woohoo!
us. And
I was lucky.
And I
it
hated
was
to miss it.
fun.
I know next year you'll have to be there as a.
I think Gary should be the chef, and I'll sit at his table.
Yeah, I'm no chef.
Oh, yes.
Now, if there's any,
And that's perfect because that's
Smoking.
what we like.
They want to see you
It
sweating.
makes, it
Oh,
makes
my
for,
gosh.
for a good charity
My,
event.
my
Oh,
pod
Lord.
mate and I were both
Oh,
like,
Lord.
"Oh no, let's just go
It gets
for
hot
it."
there too.
Yeah, it is.
And
hot.
we're
Yeah.
also in
I would rather pull
October.
my fingernails out.
All right.
October,
They
we
grow back.
October, we are doing our 5th annual Remembrance Walk and 5K run for Babies Gone Too Soon. And you can be in person or you can do it virtually. We have a contest going that if you sign up to be on a team or you create a team of your own, if you have the most participants, whether it's virtual, walk, or run, you have the most participants in your team, you can win a $200 gift card for Ocean Republic Brewing.
And we certainly love Ocean Republic Brewing too, man.
Yeah.
What a great place. And we've had them on the show too.
Yeah.
So what's the date for that again?
It's
And where?
October 9th, and it will be at Memorial Park. You can register online at madisonsmiracles.org and hit under events, 5K and walk, and has all the information there.
So I was going to ask you how to reach the website. So there
Madison's with an S, miracles with an S.org.
you go. Madisonsmiracles.org. Get on the website. Donate. Because Christina has a mission. She's on a mission to go from 24 states to 50.
Yes.
And what state are you looking for next?
We are looking for, we have Washington State we still need. We still need North Dakota, South Dakota, all the up Midwest states would be great. There's a ton.
Yes, no question about it. And in the 24 states, I was going to ask you, it slipped my mind, but on the 24 states, do you have a sense of like which state has the most incidences of this happening with
Well,
babies?
we don't. I mean, there's a lot of just regular statistics, but, it depends on whether there's poverty, if they can take care of, their pregnancy. I mean, sometimes this happens and there's no medical reason at all. There's also, underdevelopment and stuff like that. So prenatal care is really, really important. And we do see a lot of the stillbirths happening where there is not prenatal care available.
And it's amazing. And we see it all the time where out of tragedy comes hope.
Yes.
And you bring that hope.
Well, thank you. And I try to give that hope to our families as well. I mean, we've had a mom who, lost her baby at 3 months of age of SIDS, and she turned it around and, had the love of baking, and that would just soothe her. So she started a cupcake business. It's called Pretty Little Cupcakes, and it's named after
Wow,
her.
very awesome.
It's named after her son, Parker Lee Coleman. So she is spreading the love to many, many families. And if you were at our gala in April, you got to
was.
have one of her cupcakes.
I had to.
Did you have one for me as well, Tom?
I did. In your honor, Gary. I absolutely ate it. It
Yeah,
was
they were
delicious.
fantastic.
They
And, you
are
know,
great.
I show the families that you can either lay down in your grief or you can get up and do something about it and
Yes.
find a way to honor your baby with dignity. And people will always remember your baby.
That is a great statement. I mean,
That's
and
strong.
how true is that?
Yeah.
And look how a strong woman you've become
Mhm.
from that, and the lives that you have impacted, and not to mention the lives that you are about to impact.
Thank you. Thank you. It means so much to me. And it means so much that my daughter now has a legacy and that she won't be forgotten.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Well, when you meet her again, she's
That's
going to give you a
right.
big high five
That's
and say,
right.
"Mama, go."
Good job,
You
Mama.
got it.
Yeah, my soon departure was not in vain. You
Mhm.
know.
And you know, when I meet other families and that have lost a baby, and I said, well, you know what? Our babies are meeting just like we are right now. And they're looking down at us and pointing down, which one is your mommy? And,
Very
you know,
cool.
they are also making that connection. And I believe that wholeheartedly.
sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great story. And again, for those of you that are listening and Christina's touched your heart and you believe in her mission, then make sure you go to her website, www.madisons with an S miracles
With an
because
S.
it's more than one miracle that's happening out here.
That's
It's
right.
many.
.org, madisonsmiracles.org. It is a great opportunity for you to give and support her organization, and make sure that you sign up October 9th. What
At-
time?
We have check-in
What-
starting at 6:30.
Okay.
So it's early.
Oh, dark 30.
And
Oh,
then
dark 30.
and then our race begins at 7:30, but we're also going to have fairy hair, we're going to have face painting, a DJ, a photo booth, and a wagon and stroller decorating contest.
Fantastic.
So, you know, you can deck out your wagon and strollers, and, you know, if you want to do a shopping cart.
I can't wait to get the fairy hair.
I'm going to need some fairy hair soon. I'm telling you, right? Get rid of this gray.
But-
Put some fairy hair in. So, Christina, I know you're watching. You got you set on Facebook Live.
Yes.
Who is following us right now? This morning?
Madison's Miracles is following us on Facebook
Love it.
and also my personal page.
Oh, so who's following you on the personal page?
Looks like I've got a few friends that are saying hi.
Give them a
good-
shout out. Go
My
ahead.
good friend Sandy Thomas is getting her hair did right
Sandy.
now.
Yes, we love
Go,
Sandy.
Sandy.
And then Debbie Bouvier, she's my friend.
Yay. Debbie is
We are
she's one of
honored to
our
be your
most
friend.
loyal listeners. Debbie.
Absolutely.
And I
Kisses.
met Debbie when I first started Madison's Miracles. And when she was doing publishing, she did a story on us. So we have been friends for a long time.
And Debbie, she works magic, boy. I mean, Debbie brought the booth to my office for a meeting and an invite, and here we are today. I mean, just from Debbie's initial visit to us. So she's
quite
works
the
her-
matchmaker.
She quite is, certainly is.
Yeah, she's
Very
a great,
talented.
Yes,
wonderful
she
woman.
is.
Well, listen, we appreciate you coming in. I want to share before we go on the next break. We have 5 minutes, Tom, before the second and last break. But again, one last word, Christina. What would you say to those that are listening? And you have, there's good news and there's bad news. You need a lot of money to buy all of these cuddle cots, and we're talking tens of thousands of
Mhm.
dollars. So the bad news is that you don't have the money yet.
No.
The good news is it's in the pockets of those of our listeners, and all they have to do is go to your website and donate.
Correct.
That's the good news.
Correct.
And one more time, how do they do that?
If you go on to with an S, miracleswithaNS.org. There is a donate button. There's also a Cuddle Cot story. One of our families that actually got to use a Cuddle Cot was able to explain why and what the Cuddle Cot meant to her. And she was right here on the Treasure Coast. And we also were on a national TV show called New Amsterdam. And when that hit, my phone blew up. They're like, the Cuddle Cot, we know what that is. So it was a good marketing thing for us as
Good
well.
for you.
Yeah.
That's
Great.
awesome.
So they can actually see a picture of the Cuddle Cot on your
Yes,
website.
they can.
You
And we
can't
also
envision it.
have on there all the Cuddle Cots that we've donated around the U.S. is also there, and where they can find resources and help. And, you know, we do pay for that one-on-one grief counseling. But one thing I want to tell your listeners, if you or someone you know has suffered a pregnancy or infant loss, you are not alone. And there are many ways for you to talk to somebody and not to hold down your grief. Because if you hold it down, eventually it'll erupt in a volcano series, and that would not be a good thing for you or any of the people that you love.
Amen. I love it. Way to go. I love it. So again, thanks for being on the show. We appreciate your
pleasure.
message. We appreciate your mission, and hopefully those that are listening to our audience this morning, that message will resonate with them and they will donate. That's phenomenal. Real quick before we go on break, Tom, I want to share like the number, kind of segue from grief to laughter,
Okay.
because
It's always good to laugh.
laughter
It's
is
healing.
number one, and it is great for the heart,
Mhm.
the mind, and the soul. Laughing is good for the heart and can increase blood flow by 20%. So again, for those of you who are sedentary, you don't get out and exercise, for the love of God, at least laugh.
Yes.
between their chugs of beer.
So again, this is why Tom and I, we have a great relationship, and
So when
and
in
we
doubt,
have fun.
go people watching and get your laugh on.
Oh,
Yes.
yes.
100%. That's a good idea.
Or watch that Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. You remember when they're all laughing and they're floating in the air?
Oh, yeah.
I love to laugh.
It's
Anyway,
chitty, Tom.
Chitty. It's not
Chitty, bang, bang.
Chitty.
Chitty.
Is that what I
No,
said?
No, you. Maybe I didn't
Chitty.
hear you correctly. I'm
Bang,
not sure.
bang. Chitty,
Uh,
bang, bang.
And then also, we have been talking for the last couple of weeks about an opportunity for clients out there or prospects out there, seniors who haven't had the opportunity to get their COVID shots, and maybe they're homebound and they can't get out. So there is a service where they can come to you. It's an elder service. It's you can call 800-96-ELDER. And again, if you need transportation, they will come pick you up and take you to the facility, or they can come to you at your door and give you a nice, lovely shot in your arm at your front door. So again, if you need a shot, you haven't gotten your COVID-19 vaccine, you can call 800-96-ELDER. That's 1-800-963-5337. So it's time for our last break of the show. You're listening to The Quality of Life, the world famous Quality of Life radio show on WSTU 1450 and WPSL 1590 AM and WSTUtv.com. Thanks for listening. Stay tuned. We will be right back.
Welcome back from our short break. You're listening to the Quality of Life Radio Show. And a big thank you to one of the sponsors of our show, United Healthcare. Did you know that you can enroll in a Medicare Advantage plan that includes access to our statewide as well as nationwide provider network? And that's why now is the time to take advantage of a plan from United Healthcare. With the United Healthcare Medicare Advantage plan, you get more for your Medicare dollar, including benefits like $0 copays for covered preventative dental services, as well as other preventative services, $0 copay for lab services, access to the United Healthcare Medicare National Network. So talk to a licensed representative today about United Healthcare Medicare Advantage plans, and you could reach one of those licensed representatives at Owen Insurance Group at 772-210-1020.
I thought it was 772-210-1020.
Well, it all depends on which side of the bed you get up on, but either number will get you to,
Or what side of the river you're from.
or which side of the river.
All right.
I'm from the river.
So Tom and I, we want to give a very important message and some information this morning because there's only less than a week left for ACA special enrollment. And I'm going to bring Evan into the mix here in just a little bit because it's important that you know that there is a great opportunity to have very low premiums on your health insurance, and then at some point potentially have a $0 premium. And there may or may not be somebody in the studio that was able to enjoy that, and we're going to bring him on in just a second. But before we bring him on, because I think it's important to hear from other people who have experienced it, and it's one thing to listen to Tom and I yap all morning long about this stuff, but when we actually can help people and change the lives of people and improve and bring quality of life to your front door and to your life, it's an amazing thing. But real quick, as I told you earlier when we first came on, I want to share this quick story about this lady in Tampa, Florida, who lifts weights, and she became the world's oldest power lifter. So while the ongoing Olympics in Tokyo did grip the attention of people around the globe last week, on Saturday, August 7th, the 99-year-old Florida woman just set a Guinness World Record as the oldest female power lifter. Now, her video for the official attempt has left the world highly impressed. If you haven't seen her video, I would recommend you Google it, YouTube it, and check it out. To celebrate her 100th birthday on August 8th, Edith Murray showed off her strength for World Guinness Records 2022, impressing judges. Lifting weights upwards of 150 pounds, Edith is smashing the competitive powerlifting circuit, dazzling viewers and judges alike with her graceful lifts. And Murray, a former dance teacher, was no stranger to physical training, but it was because of a close friend that she grew interested in weightlifting in her 90s. Amazing. She'd probably kick my butt.
No excuse for all
Hey!
you 40, 50, and 60-year-olds out there.
Amazing, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there are some 60, 70, 80-year-olds who feel like they're old. Come on.
I did-
100's the new 65.
That's
I
right.
saw that on the news, and she does not look 100 years
Not
old.
at all.
No.
Not at all. I'm impressed. I love it. I love stories like that. Let's get out of the house. Let's get active, and let's get healthy, and let's live to be 100 so we all can power lift together.
Absolutely.
Woohoo.
All right. So as I was mentioning on the ACA, I mean, there's been great opportunities due to the ACA, the ARPA Act of 2021, which is the American Rescue Plan Act that President Biden signed into law back in March, that has raised and uncapped the subsidies for most people. And what that means is now people can afford their health insurance premiums. And Tom and I, we keep preaching this, and this is the last week we're preaching it because August 15th is the last day you can enroll during the special election period and get an ACA affordable health care plan. So, Evan, would you kind of explain to our audience what happened to your premium? What was going on?
Well, basically, I received an email from healthcare.gov, the marketplace website, that said you need to log on. There are additional discounts possibly available for you. So I went in and I click the buttons I was supposed to click. You click report a life change. You go through, make sure all your info is correct. And when I got done, I clicked complete, and then I received the digital email that said, your premium now is zero.
Zero. From zero to hero and back to zero.
I went from X amount of dollars to zero. And I was like, and I called you because I wanted them. I was kind of shocked. I'm like, is this real? And you said it most certainly is.
So I appreciate that story. And it really is true, because and if you need help navigating the site, this is what we're here for.
Yeah.
We will do it for you. So you don't have to worry. We get it. I mean, going to the government websites is ridiculous. And hard to follow. So this is why we have dedicated staff in our office that can do it for you and see if you qualify for a better health plan for lower premium or $0 premium. So again, I mean, I've been reading, I see our competitors posting stuff on Facebook, on social media, and things of that nature. And sometimes, it's a little ridiculous what they're posting. And I get some of the commentary that I'm reading from people that it's a scam, it's a sham, ACA, Obamacare is BS, and all this crazy nonsense. But listen, take the bloody politics out of it. Get health insurance, and listen, whether you are an I or an R or a D, it doesn't matter to me. You all need to be covered with health insurance. Tom, I mean, how important is it when we go and talk to a client? In fact, we had a client in one of our local businesses who works there, and he's an employee, and he's a 1099 employee, had some heart issues, and he'd been holding off because he had this other crappy health insurance plan that didn't accept anything. So you got to be careful what you're buying out there. And it didn't cover him. He had a major heart issue. I finally got him enrolled in a plan with Cigna. He went to the doctor, made an appointment right away, and the doctor said, you need surgery now. They put him in emergency surgery. He said, have you waited another week, the outcome would have been different.
You're a hero,
I got
Gary.
hair on the back of my neck standing up, because this is what we do.
This is what we do. And one of the key elements of the marketplace plans is, two of them actually, is pre-existing conditions are not a problem. You can join a marketplace plan and have pre-existing conditions that will be covered, because a lot of the other type of insurance may not have exclusions or limitations on pre-existing. And number two, all of the preventative services are $0 copay. For example, colonoscopy, something, as you get older, you're recommended to have, especially at 50 and over. But colon cancer is one of the most curable cancers if it's caught early.
Yes.
And it's one of the most deadly cancers if it's not caught. And so, the old saying, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure, is absolutely correct with your health. Your health is your greatest wealth. You say, well, I'm healthy as a horse. I'm telling you, there's so many stories Gary and I have, and me, our listeners, you probably have family or friends who've said, I'm healthy as a horse. I don't need to go to the doctor. I don't need to get a colonoscopy. I don't need. And then all of a sudden, when the need comes, they're unprepared. They don't have the insurance. They don't have the adequate insurance. And what we do is we help look holistically, as you say, at somebody's entire health insurance and other type of insurance portfolio. What you have, it may be what perfect for you. And would you say stay with what you have? If something else is better, we would make a recommendation.
And by the way, remember, do business with a local business. We're a local agency with a national footprint. As we said earlier, listen, we know that our prospective clients are getting bombarded by telephone calls. I'm still getting phone calls on my cell phone. They're leaving messages. This is Sarah from the Health Insurance Help Center desk, and you qualify for free insurance. Listen, I would probably not call that 800 number back. I would probably not answer that call. But what I would most likely and most definitively do is call the professionals at Owen Insurance Group. And I've been here on the Treasure Coast for 35 years. much longer than Christina Stamper has been.
She
here.
just graduated from high school a few years ago.
And she has 2 children in their 20s, and I thought she was 24.
amazing.
So it is an amazing thing. So what do you have to say to that, Christina? She's like, shocked. Shocked. What's your secret? Laughing.
My secret is living a good quality life.
Quality of life and health.
That's right.
That is our
And you know,
mission.
you guys are saving lives by getting these people covered because
True.
without insurance, people are reluctant to go to the doctor.
And they don't. We see it. I mean, we see it if
Absolutely.
they don't have insurance. And what do you have to lose? You have about
Your
maybe
life.
10 seconds. Yeah. Yep. You have about 10 minutes, maybe less, to lose of time to see how we can qualify you. That's it. Probably 5 minutes. All we need is some basic information. We just need your zip code. We need to know whether or not you are a smoker or not. We need to know how many people are on your tax return. Did you file a tax return last year? And what that annual projected income is for 2021. And then we can work our magic, Tom.
Absolutely. And your email. And you know
your
what?
email.
I was a tad bit late walking in here because I was in my car writing down that basic information. Took me like 5 minutes. I said, I'm
Yeah.
going to call them back because I just knew it had to do with insurance. They didn't leave a voicemail. I called them back and they said, somebody told us your name and number and we need a plan. I'm retiring. I need a plan by September 1st. So just less than 5 minutes. We ask a few questions and we can get the quotes to you.
And again, you know, one of the things that it's important that Tom and I keep conveying, and I don't know, we sound very redundant and a broken record, but it's important to you. And that is, we are an independent brokerage agency. So we are not captive to one carrier. Now there are agents out there who are captive to one carrier. So to me, they don't have a fiduciary duty to you, right? Their duty is to the carrier. So what I love about what we do at being independent agents is that we go to work for you. We find the plan that's most suitable for you, and it's an unbiased decision. So why would you not work with an agency such as Owen Insurance Group that will do that for you, work on your part, and help you find the best plan possible?
You probably charge a lot of money for that consultation,
do.
Don't you, Gary?
We do.
How much is that?
Well, it's a big goose egg, but in terms
Zero.
of friendship, you know, listen, it's a great opportunity to talk to us. It doesn't cost you anything, not a dime. So pick up the phone and call Owen Insurance Group. The number is 772-210-1020. Very easy to remember. Or you could call, if you're from outside the local area and you want to dial toll free, it's 833-OWEN-INS. So either way, the phone will get to us. Hedvika or Kathy or Kimberly or Zach or someone in our office or Tom or Gary or someone's going to call or answer the phone for you and take the information and see how we can help you. And if you've got family members that you know who doesn't have health insurance, please have them call our office. And are you limited to one insurance carrier, Tom?
No.
Wow. So we don't charge, and we can find the best plan. And it depends on the county that you live in, because there are plans in St. Lucie County that may be more appropriate for you if you live in St. Lucie County than the plans that are in Martin County. There's a plan in Martin County that's a better plan than the one plan that's good in St. Lucie County. So this is what we can do for you. We'll shop all of the carriers for you.
Absolutely. So we can look at all the carriers and we can enroll you in all the carriers. So we're not limited, as Gary said.
And the good news also is that, you know, prior to last year, there was only one game in town. That was all we had. And obviously, because they hire captive agents, we could not represent that company. We're not going to mention it on the air, but it makes you feel
color.
It makes you feel blue every once in a while.
Yeah, I love the blues.
But
Ooh,
nonetheless,
I love the blues.
it's great now to have more choices. Now we've got 4 other carriers here on the Treasure Coast that you could utilize. And then come 2022, for the next open enrollment that happens, if you miss the deadline of August 15th, now you have to wait until the next open enrollment begins on November the 1st for a January 1 effective date. But there's going to be 2 new carriers. We're happy to announce that United Healthcare and Aetna both will be on the Treasure Coast, and a new carrier. They've been around in Florida for a while, and they're coming into our area also, called Bright Health. So now there's, in addition to the 4 that we currently have, we have 3 more coming for 2022, giving you 7 different options. And who's going to provide you the best options?
We
Tom?
are Owen Insurance Group.
Who'd that be?
Who dat? Call them at 772-210-1020.
And by the way, real quick, 2 weeks ago we were on the show, and we just ran out of time about the 10 tips about what you should know about Medicare. And one of the things that the last question was, how do I choose the right agent or agency to work with? So it doesn't matter if it's Medicare, if it's ACA, if it's life insurance, cancer, critical illness, disability, long-term care, annuities. It doesn't really matter what it is. The methodology is still the same. How do you choose the right person to work with? Again, as we mentioned earlier, make sure you choose an independent agency and one has been around the Treasure Coast for a very long time. All right. Well, can you believe the time has come? We're already done. I told you, Christina.
Where did it go?
would
It
go.
flew by.
It always does. Next week on our show, we're very happy to have Dr. Cheryl Winchell of WellMed. And of course, Tom and I will be back and providing more valuable insurance planning solutions. We truly thank you for joining us this morning. Thank you for watching us, those of you who are on Facebook Live and tuning in. We hope that you enjoyed the show. Please share us with your friends, family, and neighbors. And remember, stay safe, keep healthy, be happy, and enjoy your quality of life.